Our State of the U.S. segment tonight, a civil war has broken out within the Democratic Party following former DNC interim chairwoman Donna Brazile's bombshell allegations of both collusion and corruption in the Democratic primary. Now Hillary Clinton's team is firing back, saying Brazile fell victim to Russian propaganda. But Brazile isn't taking that lying down. Take a look at Brazile's reaction.
Those who are telling me to shut up, they told Hillary that a couple of months ago. You know what I tell them? Go to hell. I'm going to tell my story. I want to tell my story, George, because this is a story of a young girl who started in American politics at the age of 9, who continues to fight each and every week of her life.
With me now, founder of ReaganBabe.com, Megan Barth. Megan, good to see you.
Great to see you too, Liz. Thanks.
All right, Megan. First of all, I want to talk about Donna Brazile just for a second here, because it seems to me that she has switched characters from the person that she played during the primary season to right now. She's actually contradicted herself even. I want to show this on the screen. During the primary, or right after, she said that she had not found any evidence whatsoever that the Democratic primary process was rigged. And now her book, Megan, the allegations in this book is that it was rigged start to finish up to a year before the primaries even started, and that Bernie Sanders never stood a chance.
And she changed her story again today to say that it wasn't rigged. So if Donna Brazile wants to sell books, perhaps she should go with what she put in between the covers of her book. She actually found a highly unethical agreement, as she told in a Political article, between the Hillary Victory Fund and Hillary for America and the DNC, which basically gave control over all of the fundraising efforts, the spending efforts, and the communications efforts directly to the Hillary Clinton campaign. At the time, that agreement was signed by the then DNC CEO and Robbie Mook, and Hillary Clinton and John Podesta knew all about it. And let's not forget, Liz, when we unpack this, it was due to the WikiLeaks revelation that showed the rigging of the primary, forcing Debbie Wasserman Schultz from the chair, who then became the honorary chair of the DNC, or the Hillary campaign rather, allowing Donna Brazile to become the chairwoman of the DNC.
Right, and let's just journey back for 1 second to the DNC last summer, the Democratic National Convention, where they would select, where Hillary Clinton would accept the nomination for president. That is when Debbie Wasserman Schultz had to step down because Democrats within her own party were booing her. She didn't even dare go on stage. That was the end for her. It was rigged. Everyone knew it was rigged. Donna Brazile said in her book and in her article that it was rigged, and she knew it at the time. She found out when she took office, when she accepted that interim chairmanship. She even told Bernie Sanders at the time that it was rigged, but she told him for the good of the party, for the good of the presidency, she wasn't going to say anything publicly. I mean, the trustworthy factor with her is a little murky. Not sure that we can take substantially what she says to be accurate. This is the same woman, by the way, who emailed Hillary Clinton those talking points, denied it, then admitted it, and is now denying it again. But if we look at the denial from the Hillary Clinton campaign, that might even top Donna Brazile's denial. The reaction from Hillary Clinton's campaign is to say, poor Donna Brazile, she fell victim to Russian propaganda.
Seems like everybody but the Hillary campaign fell victim to Russian propaganda, but the evidence shows that it was actually Hillary and many of her cohorts that were working along with the Russians to undercut our national security. Nonetheless, this Russian propaganda story and the Russian hacking story hasn't even been proven by the DNC because they would not overturn their computers to the FBI for forensic investigation. So they decide to carry this Russian hacking narrative when it's never been proven by our intelligence agencies. And Hillary Clinton and John Podesta and Debbie Wasserman Schultz have much explaining to do, especially when Debbie Wasserman Schultz led the party into $24 million in debt, which was actually orchestrated by Barack Obama's 2012 campaign. And that is why they did the deal with Hillary Clinton, so the party would not go bankrupt. She gave the party $20 million to offset all of that debt, and then took control of the party, denying Bernie Sanders the nomination, Bernie Sanders supporters the nomination, and even Elizabeth Warren says the election or the primary was rigged.
Right. I think that's what they call selling your soul. The Democratic Party sold their soul to Hillary Clinton, and look at what they got in return. The thing is, if you look at the leadership of the Democratic Party right now, they're not doing what Elizabeth Warren is doing. They're not doing what Bernie Sanders is doing. Bernie Sanders hasn't really said much about this, by the way. Elizabeth Warren was blunt but short in her response. She said, in answer to the question, was it rigged? She said yes, and then pivoted to move on to her other talking points that she wanted to get to. But Tom Perez, who is the current chairman of the Democratic Party, he called these allegations from Donna Brazile ludicrous, and he wouldn't even commit to whether the DNC was going to look into this to see if there was any corruption and collusion. This, Megyn, from Tom Perez, just a scant month after there were reports that he purged Bernie Sanders supporters from the upper echelons of the DNC. There is a civil war going on inside the Democratic Party, and it seems like I don't even know, they're about to implode.
Well, and one of the leading Democrat strategists called Donna Brazile crazy and insane, and that's usually the default position that the Democrats take in their quest of the politics of personal destruction. They call everyone crazy. They call them insane. They call them racist. They call them Looney Tunes, like they did with the Monica Lewinsky and bimbo eruption scandals. So this is how they defend themselves, by striking out against everybody else. And if you expect the Democrat Party to investigate themselves, we are going to be... This requires Congress to get involved to see if there were any election laws that were broken, especially when it comes to fundraising for the DNC.
Right. Even if there weren't any laws broken, there were ethics that were broken. The American people who would want to vote for the Democratic Party don't want to vote for people like Hillary Clinton. They don't want to vote for people like Debbie Wasserman Schultz. They don't want to vote for corruption and collusion, for selfish agreements that give Hillary Clinton more money and take money away from down ballot candidates. That's what happened here. And now, surprise, surprise, they're all lying about it some more. Megyn, thanks for coming on the show. It's always great to talk to you.